Jill Duggar says her new book's hardest part was writing about brother Josh's abuse. Jill Duggar is taking control of her own story. The 32-year-old former reality star and her spouse, Jill Duggar, discussed with ET last week how writing her new book, Counting the Cost, caused her to relive traumatic memories of her violent brother Josh Duggar's acts. Jill said, "My life has already been very public, to date or Bahar of ET, so it was almost like I didn't really have a choice whether or not my story was going to be told." When Jill's family began to participate in TV specials, which ultimately developed into TLC's 19 Kids and Counting On, she was barely 13 years old. 2015 saw and Tuck revealed police records with redactions asserting that Jill and several of her sisters were molested as minors by their oldest brother, Josh Duggar. After being found guilty of both receiving and possessing child pornography, Josh is presently serving a sentence of more than 12 years. In her book, she discusses the event and its upsetting consequences in detail. "I knew that we would have to address things in the book that I wouldn't want to," Jill stated to ET. "I did not want to talk about those things, but I knew writing a book, I couldn't just not address it." Jill has written in her blog that she and her husband, 34-year-old Jill Duggar, have been vocal in their opposition to the police reports publishing. The book detailing the suffering she had through once the report was made public. "Child sexual abuse victim information should never be public," Duggar stated to ET. "I was so irritated by that, and that's actually part of the reason I became a lawyer. Because we were getting married, Jill told me certain things that no one else should." Jill informed ET during their writing sessions, she and Duggar took cautious to set limits. "We did use care in what had already been out there with my story," Jill stated. "I am not just going to overshare. People want gritty, nasty details. I am not going to overshare." Jill said that having spent her upbringing in private, she had to continue to be mindful of her own privacy. "Under the spotlight, we've learned a great deal as we've gone through life. We did kind of rein it in but at the same time still tell the truth," Jill said, adding that she wanted to share her story while not coming at it from an angle of bashing or shaming. "Having grown up in the TV industry, I know that there can be a tendency to overshare, so I wanted to do it with care," she said. Duggar agreed and added that their intention when starting writing sessions was to give Jill's story more strength, to have the freedom to decide whether or not to share such things. "The moment when you lose that authority is what I detest."